gangs, the incident has sparked a wave of reactions. Those are major stories, details right ahead. Good evening once more and welcome to this edition of the Primetime Newscast in the English language on Canal de International. Begin with sports news. The Conciliation and Arbitration Chamber of the National Olympic and Sports Committee has annulled the appointments of the technical staff of the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon made by the Cameroon Football Federation, FECAFOOT. This ruling implies that the technical, administrative and medical staff appointed by the Ministry of Sports and Physical Education with Mark Breeze at the helm should be maintained. A decision equally gives an upper hand to the ministry in line with the appointment and management of the national team. The Cameroon Football Federation has reacted promptly with a communique stating that the chambers has acted in violation of all the dispositions linked to the selection of all the technical staff, and by implication the decision suspends the entire technical staff, including Mark Breeze as head coach, and that FECAFOOT with the sole right will transmit the decision to FIFA, which has come to hinder preparations ahead of the upcoming matches. The communique signed by the Secretary General equally indicates that the FECAFOOT Emergency Committee will come up with the next step to take as fast as possible, come up with more analysis in our subsequent editions of Newscast. Another tragic road accident has occurred on National Highway number 4 near Kong Yambeta. A military truck traveling from Yaoundé carrying several passengers overturned and plunged into a ravine. The accident happened this morning in the village of Ningwising near Kong Yambeta in the Bam Ainubu division. The grim toll from the crash includes 1 dead and several persons injured. The disease has been identified as a corporal. The incident marks the second accident in the area in just 2 days. We'll come back to that in our subsequent editions of Newscast. And residents of Minkwele in the Douala 4 Council area are voicing their frustrations over roaming freely of cattle in their neighborhoods. They cited the discomfort and accidents caused by animals, as our reporter Saleh Sherifa tells us more.
In the Minkwele neighborhood, the daily presence of cattle has become a significant source of discomfort for the local population. Residents describe the ordeal of cohabiting with these animals, which frequently wander the streets and cause accidents. Here, children can't move alone. A mature person has to be present for them to go to school. There are even people who jump behind the motorcycle when they meet these animals. In 2006, when we established here, there was nobody living here. It was a whole bush, or better still a forest. All these houses were built when we already settled. Local shepherds and cattle sellers, when contacted, insisted that their market has been operational since 2006. In response to the growing tensions, city authorities have announced plans to establish a dedicated space for cattle trading and holding aimed at separating the animals from residential areas. We have gotten the nearest bush to transfer our cattle. Since where we are, children find it difficult moving with the presence of these animals. On a daily basis, we buy new kitchen utensils as the cows keep breaking them. They even go as far as eating our dresses when we sun them. Moreover, 2 weeks ago, authorities implemented measures to prohibit the roaming of animals in urban areas. Despite these efforts, cattle continue to be sold in Minkwele and slaughtered in the nearby Bodandale neighborhood, highlighting the ongoing challenge of balancing economic activities with urban living conditions.
And we take you to a Cliquez neighborhood in the nation's political capital, Yaoundé, noted for high crime wave. Youths is after serving detention term. Many of the youths have reconverted into learning a new trades just for survival. The case of an ex-conflict alum who is into the trade of coffin. He is struggling or battling for survival. More with our reporter, Beatrice Ngamu.
At the end of his jail term last January 22nd, Alain is determined to live a better life. Coffin fabrication caught his attention. Here in Red Cap, the ex-con follows attentively and to remain focused on instructions of the boss. Resolved to forget about his past criminal lifestyle to something for a better livelihood. After 1 month here, he's seen life differently, as his confidence working his own money can make him progress in life's journey. Practically 1 month that I am here. I understand it is not going better. I work my money this way. His social reinsertion going on smoothly at this workshop for the production of undertakers. The owner of the structure open to offer such delinquents a second chance in life here at the Cliquez neighborhood, noted for its insecurity. There are boys who before were criminals of all categories, thieves, attackers. Majority guys I have succeeded to change, ex-convicts, homeless boys and so on. Of the opinion that many youths do not like learning a trade, but go for easy rides, bikes, crimes and so on.
Je suis en train de lutter dans ce domaine.
Initiative to help fight unemployment, provide training and opportunities alongside integration, especially for ideal youths. A whole chain of activities that starts here with the sewing of planks, fabrication of coffins, finishing and selling, where the energy of these youths are very needed.
Civil society actors have outrightly expressed their anger following the killing of the mayor of Belo and 2 others by alleged separatist fighters. The incident has sparked a wave of reactions as we hear the following story. The death of Gong Innocent, mayor of Belo, a subdivision in the Boyo division of the Northwest region, along with 2 others, underscores the deepening crisis in the Northwest and Southwest regions of Cameroon. The Center for Human Rights and Democracy, led by lawyer and civil society activist Agbombala, views these killings, which occurred during the National Unity Day celebrations, as a stark message. It is high time to establish a framework for reconciliation, Agbombala emphasized, stating an urgent need for a peaceful resolution to the conflicts tearing apart Cameroon's Anglophone regions.
We are not armed individuals, they were civilians and they were executed. And this is an incident which is against international human rights and international human rights law. Within the context of a conflict, civilians who are not actively participating in hostilities are not to be harmed, are not to be attacked in any incident. So there is no justification whatsoever for attacking unarmed civilians.
As national unity was being celebrated, the mayor of Belo, a municipal councillor, and the district inspector of basic education were killed by alleged separatist fighters. This attack has not only shocked the local community, but also sparked widespread condemnation across the country.
Une fois encore, interpeller notre gouvernement.
I'm calling on governments, and especially on the President of the Republic. I think it's time for him to react and end the bloodshed. At the level of Armand Avenue, we have documented all these facts. Voices are rising to demand justice and an adequate response from the authorities to ensure security in the conflict-affected areas. Human rights defenders and civil society actors are advocating for a more concerted approach to restore peace and protect civilians. Many are left wondering who will be next, especially when after each killing there is condemnation brought little action. The memories of killings in Gabo, Kumba, Boya and Bamenda are still fresh in the public's mind. Many have called on the government to seek solutions and end the bloodshed. In Wabane, in the southwest region of Cameroon, the population have expressed for a total return of peace in that part of the country, which of recent has been heavily affected by the ongoing socio-economic, socio-political unrest. They made their voices heard through their massive mobilization at the Wabane ceremonial ground, braving the odds to take part in activities marking this year's 20th May celebration. More with our reporter, Ines Ondwambala.
The National Unity Day was celebrated with pomp and fair in Wabane subdivision in the Bialem division of the Southwest region, where the population turned out massively to express their commitment in preserving unity in a locality which stands as an island of peace in a division heavily affected by the socio-political unrest. The arrival of the divisional officer of Wabane, Jima Mama, at the ceremonial ground officially kick-started activities to mark 20th May. The colorful march past saw a mobilization like never before. A sign of the determination of the population of Wabane to participate in nation building.
I express the feeling of the chef de terre who is satisfied by the large mobilization. I also thank the population who felt the pride and the fear, the intimidation.
The mayor of Wabane, Israel Nemboke, too, says they are ready for all peace initiative projects of the government for the total return of normalcy.
In fact, I'm extremely satisfied with the turnout, the massive turnout of the population of Wabane, who have shown fear on a Monday to massively turn out.
Farmers, civil servants, political parties, the CPDM, and peoples of all walks of life gave a special touch to the National Unity Day in Wabane.
And candidates for the baccalaureate technique examination of the 2024 session have begun sitting for of Newscast. And that's how we saw it on this edition of the Primetime Newscast in the English language on Canal International. Thanks so much for watching. But coming up next is the Belo. As for me, I'll be back same time tomorrow. Good night.